Banned, 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 banned. Over the past several weeks, we've had problems with people coming into the live streams, harassing fans, causing problems, asking stupid questions, refusing to admit when they've been completely destroyed by the Nintendon. All of these dickless retards are spending their evenings watching Harman Smith, trying desperately to pretend that, Nintendo's failing, guys. Nintendo's failing. And it was par for the course, really. It's something that I had grown to expect over the years. That, these people come in, they give me views, they make my channel bigger. I didn't really have a problem with it. Until I realized that there was a gay op going on behind the scenes. And obviously I knew about the Discord raids. I knew about, how organized, these people are and how they try and, push talking points and how they try to gaslight people into thinking that thinking I'm an evil person. I've looked and I realized that someone on my mod team who was there since before I was partnered, so someone who I think was brought on when I had 500 subs or something like that, someone was going behind my back and simply just banned everyone from the community that was voicing any support for me. So the reason why you didn't see anybody openly supporting me in my comment section or in the chat, even though those people 100% totally exist, the reason for that was because this person was just banning everyone. So even though that my channel has been growing in popularity, my views are way up, my subs are way up, I'm becoming more and more relevant. Review Tech USA lives in fear of me. Every day he's thinking about me, sitting there in his chair wearing his stupid polo hoodie, oh man, Harman Smith. Yeah, you have people like that, okay, seething about me all the time. But the reason I didn't have much support was entirely because, or visible support, I should say. The reason why I didn't have much visible support was entirely because this individual was banning all of my most prevalent supporters. And it's not something I picked up on at first, but upon looking at my little tab, my little, ban tab, I was able to see that, a lot of people who in the community were unfairly banned. So I went out of my way to remove this person from the mod team. It was very obvious who you were, by the way. You're an idiot. Next time, don't post simping for horror and hellfire on your main primary account. Harman Smith sucks. Oh, I love you, horror and hellfire. You're pathetic. I hate you. You're scum. I've seen through you for years. If you did, this person has at least several accounts. So again, this one was grandfathered in. So yeah, now that that's gone, he has no influence anymore. It's over. So from now on, it should be a lot easier for fans to come out and to voice support for me without having to contact me through Discord or through email or through Twitter or however, because I've always known that I've had plenty of support, but when it came to the live streams, I felt, or the comment section, I felt that people just weren't commenting as much, that people were choosing not to chat, and that's fine. I didn't really have a problem with that. I wasn't really concerned about it at all, but seeing the lengths that these people went to try and undermine my chat, I do think it is time to really start cracking the ban hammer down on these people. So going forward, I will have more extreme moderation in my chat. So, if you bring up Power World, you're instantly banned. If you try and simp for Gabe Newell, you're instantly banned. If you try and antagonizing me, you're instantly banned. I don't need you anymore. Is just kind of my mentality. I've seen how successful my streams have been and how much my community has grown over the past year, and I no longer feel as if I really need the trolls like actively engaging in my chat to drive discussion. And in fact, I feel like you actively inhibit it. Making the conversation about things that like nobody cares about, that nobody wants to hear, that nobody wants to like to see, you lost. Like that's the simple reality. Like you've lost. My channel is growing and growing and growing. Detractor channels are covering me like daily. The Harman hater channels are downplaying me like every day, trying to get me to fail. But that just gets more eyes on my channel and gets me more views and more attention. Like you've lost essentially at this stage. If it wasn't for like certain real life issues like holding me back, I would have been like a big name in the Nintendo community a long time ago. And at this stage, I do think we're at that point where like I can be considered one of the biggest names in the space. Like simply by virtue of like who I am and how long I've been doing this and how like how accurate my predictions have been. Like you failed essentially. And what we're gonna see over the next several years is that we're gonna see that success exemplify itself, like not only in like my personal success and my personal achievements, but we're gonna see that like extend to other things as well. For example, like the Power World lawsuit. I am the only person on the platform who said immediately that Power World would lose this lawsuit. That 100% is gonna happen, and people are gonna cope and seethe about it. I predicted that. The Gabe Newell thing. Gabe is a punk. He's a bitch. He's a semi-retired boomer who lives on a yacht instead of producing video games. Gabe Newell has never contributed anything to gaming. Steam is a joke. Their hardware is a joke. The Steam Deck is straight up out of production now because nobody buys that fucking thing. Gabe Newell, like once he's out of the picture, once he fucking dies, buried at sea, like Valve is going to collapse very, very quickly. Like if you don't know how Valve is structured, you know that like once Gabe goes and like the leadership collapses, it's going to be very, very, very quick, and honestly, it even feels like now that they're not that competitive. And without Valve, the PC gaming community collapses, and that's going to be the end of that. Nintendo's domination. The main thing that kind of drives this channel and why it's so controversial. Nintendo's won the entertainment war. Okay, so it's not just about the console war anymore, because I was saying like 10 years ago, actually no, more than that. I think even as like early as like 2010, I was saying this, that like Nintendo won the console war, that they're better than PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, the PlayStation and Xbox, that they have the best games and the best hardware and all that, like all of which was very controversial at the time. But now it's like, super mainstream and popular. To think that. Everyone knows that Xbox is finished. Everyone knows PlayStation's done. Nintendo won, even if like the community doesn't want to admit it. Like at this stage, people are doing this weird thing where they think Nintendo is going to like do the same thing as PlayStation and Xbox when like they haven't like at all. So that's just that's the end of that. So Nintendo's won the console war, but what they're doing next is that they're going to win the entertainment war as well. That's kind of my mentality on like looking at where they're at now and where they're going with the parks, which are better than Disney, the movies, which are better than Disney. You have like all of these like every brand on the planet is like kneeling to Nintendo right now. It's really not unreasonable to assume that if it wasn't for like America's myopic kind of worldview and their obsession with Star Wars and Superman and stuff like that like Nintendo would be like ruling the entertainment industry a long time ago. And honestly, they kind of already have. Honestly, when it comes to younger people, it really feels like nobody gives a shit about Superman. Nobody gives a shit about Star Wars outside of like aging millennial boomers, essentially. When it comes to like things that people actually like and they enjoy, it's like pretty exclusively Nintendo stuff. And I do think that's going to be like the trend going forward, is that there may be like the odd franchise that has a following, but like overwhelmingly, I think Nintendo's going to be the one that like rapidly grows and becomes more successful over the next several years. That's what we're going to see. So essentially, these three highly contested, controversial plot points for Harman Smith are going to be proven true in like the next like 5 years or so. Like, these entertainment companies are going to continue to collapse. Nintendo's going to get bigger. You guys are going to like try and gaslight people into thinking that like Pokemon Gen 10 failed after selling like 30 million units or whatever. Like you're going to keep doing what you've always been doing, but like more and more people are going to notice that Harman Smith is right about everything. Like that's just the reality of the situation at this stage is that Harman Smith was right. And those of you who have spent your lives trying to downplay what I'm trying to accomplish with this channel, and to a lesser extent my books, I've seen so many people who haven't read my books try and like make things up about them, but like people who have spent their lives trying to downplay this channel and me as a person are going to suffer a humiliation beyond anything they have ever experienced. Getting rejected by a girl, nothing compared to what's coming. Okay. Being a disappointment to your parents, nothing compared to what's coming. Because this is what you spent your life building up to. This is how you've spent your life. Your last decade of time has been spent covering Harman Smith, hating Harman Smith, running gay ops against Harman Smith in a desperate attempt to try and get this channel from getting off the ground. And this is the end result of that. Is that like I'm nearing 3,000 subscribers. I'm becoming more and more popular all the time. I'm optimizing my workflow. I'm putting out more and more books. I'm experimenting with new video models. Like I'm planning a Black Hat Books Direct, talking about like upcoming projects. I'm experimenting. I'm doing more things. I'm innovating. I'm growing. I'm working on my next career, man. I've done so much over the past decade, and I couldn't be more proud. And it's all thanks to my loyal fans who have put up with this nonsense for far too long and need to be celebrated for it. Because everything I do for you. Everything I do is because of you. So thank you all for your support, and I will see you all next time.